Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. Now, today I'm going to chat about that game. I still can't believe we've beaten Crystal Palace 5-0. That is absolutely crazy. Like, for me, going to the game, we had to win this because, let's face it, before the break, we were really struggling to score goals. And today it showed you that we did really well in the set pieces, but we could also score an open play, which I think is very important for us. And yeah, I'm very, very impressed with that. I think it was excellent. Um, I've got to say, I'm really, really overly happy. I think this is what we needed as Arsenal fans. We did need a big performance from the team because, before the international break, a lot of fans, including me, were feeling a bit, disheartened, a bit fed up with everything that's been going on. And going into this game, I would say I wasn't sure how to feel because we haven't been doing great, and I'm just relieved, happy we've won. Hey Phil, I hope you're okay. Um, Hi Daniel, hope you're okay too. I'm not sure if it was Martinelli or Henri who scored the last two goals, and they're absolutely incredible. Um, I just can't process that we've won 5-0. I think it was a very controlling performance from us. I feel like we were much better side. I think in the first half, when we scored that goal, we kind of sat back a bit. So I'm glad that we kept scoring more and more because that's what we really have to do. And you know what, for me, I do want to talk about Raya because I know in the first half he gave the ball away and he did make a good save to redeem himself. But I've got to say, I thought he was excellent today. He made some really incredible saves. And yeah, I thought that was probably one of his most impressive performances in a while for us. So I feel like, yeah, breathtaking. I just feel like it was such an incredible, dominant, comfortable performance. And yeah, Phil, completely agree. A nice, straightforward, uncomplicated win for a change. Yeah, and we don't always say that as Arsenal fans. It's usually quite nerve wracking. Arsenal never do things easy, but today we did that. And you know what? I'm absolutely relieved that the team didn't, make it complicated for us because in recent times we do, don't make it easy for ourselves. I'm always anxious watching Arsenal, so I feel so like relieved that we've won, and I think the manner in which we won. And I do have to start off with our defender, Gabriel Magalhaes, because I thought he was absolutely incredible today. Obviously, started us off winning, and what a great corner that was. I do think with set pieces today, I feel like we've really improved on that. I think in Dubai, having that break, that's what they've gone to do. They've gone to work out different ways in how we can score. And I do feel as though those set pieces really made a difference today. And it was a really good header from Gabriel. No, he wasn't marked really, which obviously is no problem. But I just think it was a great bit of work from the team. And yeah, I was just so happy we scored. I think when we got that first goal, I feel like we were going to win. I just feel like we just needed to got on the score sheet, and I knew once we scored a few more goals would come in, and I do think this would be really good. Because I feel like we're going to go on a great run now. We have a lot of confidence to score 5 goals against quite a good Crystal Palace side. Shows you a lot about the team. And I've got to say, Trossard's goal for me was sensational. Like, when you watch a goal and you just go, wow, like it made me feel so happy. And you know what? He has been not really himself. He's not really been scoring as many as he usually does. I know other than this game, he probably hadn't scored. I think it might have been in 10 games or something like that, which, isn't what we think of him. He can do a lot better. So for me, Raya really started that run. It was incredible ball from him to Jesus. And I love that build-up play they had together. And I just think it was a really good bit of play from us. And that goal from Trossard, it was just outstanding. I think that's definitely up there as well. But I thought our build-up play was very impressive today. I feel like we did a lot of things right. We looked more impressive to watch, to be honest. And yeah, I think we did have to win today, considering how things have been, how difficult things have been. Um, a very good game by Raya, but nothing Rami couldn't have done. With Ramsdale feels like a relationship that is over, but I don't want it to end. Yeah, I do feel like it is going to end now. I don't see it coming back. I know that Arteta, has made his mind up. I do feel like that is the case now. Um, So yeah, I just don't feel like he will come back. But yeah, like you said, credit to Raya for doing really well today. I think he had a great game. He redeemed himself after that error he made, and I think this will be great for confidence going forward because I think we do have um Nottingham Forest in our next game. I think if we hadn't have won this game, I wouldn't have had the confidence in our next few fixtures. So, yeah, I definitely think this has really helped us with that, with our confidence. Hopefully we kick on and get a couple of goals next game. Yeah, definitely. I think the Nottingham Forest game will be tough, but I just believe in this team. I think I just knew when we started scoring goals and going on that good run, then we will keep bouncing back, and I know that we will do well. And I think we just needed to get on the score sheet in this game. I said I didn't care how we won as long as we won. Um, and those 3 points were so important for us, and that's all that mattered in my opinion. So the fact that we've got that, makes me really happy, because if we had lost today, there would be a lot of questions around a lot of people at the club, and we couldn't just keep going on this bad run of form, because a lot of the time we do everything right, we just can't get on that score sheet. And we've said a lot of the time about bringing a striker in. I've said that we need to bring a striker in, but we haven't done that yet. But I think we managed today, which is great. A lot of players seem to be having more confidence back. We saw Martinelli score 2 goals at the end, and that just shows you a lot of players, really needs that break, and they're really growing in confidence now, and that's really what you want to see. And overall, really, really happy with the performance from the team today. A fan in the Arsenal hub suggested Martinelli and Trossard thrive off each other, and whoever comes off the bench wants to impress today. Yeah, I do feel like they're two players that definitely work really well together and they help each other. So it would be great to see that duo a bit more. But I think everyone really had a good game today. There wasn't anyone that I thought didn't do well. Thought it was a really impressive performance from everyone, and I'm just over the moon. I'm really, really happy. It's great to see Martinelli get on the score sheet twice, because he has been, struggling, and let's just face it, yeah, a lot of our players have been struggling to score. So for me, it was really important that, good to see a few different players get on the score sheet. It was like the old Arsenal we kind of knew last season, that type of performance today. Yeah, winning 5-0. I didn't expect that, I'm not gonna lie. Felt silly, deserved a pen in the 88th minute. Player stood on his other foot as he shot. Anywhere else on the pitch was a free kick. Yeah, that's a good point. I agree with that, to be fair. But I think when we're losing and we need a penalty, it's important. But I think because we were winning, I wasn't too stressed. But I do have to point out, Jesus, I think it was at some point in the second half, and I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was a penalty, but when I watched it back, you could see he kind of did dive a bit. But I'm glad they did re-show us it, because when I first saw it, I did think it was a clear and obvious penalty. But that one for me probably wasn't. But yeah, there were a few penalty decisions. I think today overall we did good. The referee I thought was actually okay. I don't think was some terrible mistakes. I thought Saka as well, really good to see him. He looked a lot better, a lot more, not as predictable as he usually has been this season. Um, so for him, I thought he did really well. We mostly tried to tap it in. Thankfully, not much of that today. Yeah, I just feel like we were quite different in how we approach things. Like I mentioned, we did things at set pieces, we did things like open play, So it was really good that we changed things up. We weren't too predictable, because when you're predictable, teams do work you out quite a lot. So I was really, really happy we weren't, doing that a lot. um, don't do well away at Nottingham Forest. Hopefully, we can pick up another win. I think that's the most important thing, whether or not we do struggle there. I think we've really got to get them 3 points. We've got to keep, up this great form. And today, I thought if we would have lost, I probably wouldn't have felt confident going to the game in Nottingham Forest, because, when you're on a bad run, it's really hard to find that confidence back. And yeah, I just think today I wouldn't have wanted anything else. And I know the team knew it was a must win today. So yeah, it will be tough, like you said, but I think we'll have this. We've got this. 30th seems so far away, buzzing to play again. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It feels like so long away, but you know what? We can enjoy the weekend knowing that we've won. We've gotten 3 points, and that performance was absolutely incredible. So we can relax a bit knowing other teams have got to play, and we can enjoy this win because I feel so happy. I think today, if we would have lost, I really would have probably not been able to speak after the game. I'd be so annoyed. So really, really buzzing with that. I think the performance and the result is just they're both as good as each other. Like I'll be watching the highlights tonight, with a smile on my face. It was really good. Exactly what we needed. Yes, definitely. I think we needed that. Yeah, exactly. The weekend is not ruined for once. Arsenal know how to ruin our moods a lot. For me, when we got knocked out of the FA Cup, I felt so deflated. It hurt me the most. And to see the team back where we should be, challenging. A lot of people have written Arsenal off for not winning the league, and in my opinion, I still think we're up there. Liverpool play tomorrow against Bournemouth, I think, and they probably will win. But the fact we're able to win, we've got to keep this momentum going up. And, like Nottingham Forest, we know it's not going to be an easy game, but I feel like if we keep going, if we keep finding wins, and a lot of our performances have been good today, individually like Martinelli, Trossard, Jesus, like so many players were full of confidence. And I feel like Gabriel scoring first really set us off for that today. So, yeah, I think we've got to, just enjoy this win, see next week how it goes. But yeah, I feel so happy. Hope we win more often, as it's great to see you so smiley. Oh, thank you, Phil. I hope you're smiling. I'm sure we all are really delighted with that. I just feel happy. It's been stressful few weeks as an Arsenal fan, and I just feel a lot of relief that we've actually won because we know we needed to after that. 2-0 was given as an own goal. Yeah, I did see that. I thought Gabriel was quite unfortunate not to get the other goal, but it was quite obvious on TV that he didn't get that. I know the goalkeeper, it bounced off him, so it was quite obvious that happened. But Gabriel had really good performance today. He should be really happy with himself. I feel like Gabriel is so underrated. Like I don't feel like he gets the credit he deserves. Like defensively, Saliba, we know how sensational he is, but Gabriel for me, he works his socks off. He was absolutely phenomenal today. Like the way he fights for those duels, the way he does defending so good. He's a real joy to have at Arsenal, and it's an honour to watch him. He's probably one of Arteta's best signings, and he's really proven to be, fantastic for us. And I really do hope he can, get some silverware with us, hopefully this season. I, for me, have said the league isn't off, but it's just more likely Liverpool are probably up there. But we are on level points with Man City. Man City might have a game in hand, possibly. But you know what? After this performance, I feel like a lot of the team are starting to score. Like I've mentioned, it was good not just to see one player get on the score sheet. It was like Martinelli, Trossard. So it was, really enjoyable. And Granta, I forgot what it's like to win without stress. It feels amazing, doesn't it? Like, it's really hard. Like, when you go through a really bad patch of losing and when you win, it's like the best feeling in the world. Like, nothing beats winning. Like, it is an incredible feeling. I'm so happy. It's what we need right now, especially considering we've got a game next weekend. We've really got to win. But you know what? We can enjoy this knowing that we've won. I think it was. I think our last win was at Brighton at home because I know that I think our other result was I think after that we got a draw against Liverpool Anfield, and then after that we literally went on a really bad run of losing. So that is crazy. That game feels like so long ago, and that performance in that game was really good from us. So yeah, that surprised me too. I'm pretty sure that was when we last won. It has been like the longest time since we've won, if I'm being honest, because yeah, like it has been a really long time since we've really picked ourselves back up. But, we did need to do that today, and that was such a good performance. I'm so, so happy that we've managed to win against Crystal Palace at the Emirates. And you know what a lot of people had been saying during the match, that when we were 1-0 up, like after that, the crowd just went really quiet. And I did notice that on TV, but I feel like when we were 1-0 up, yes, we were controlling the game, but you weren't really comfortable. We were going to win that. So I feel like for me, when we get more goals, you could see the crowd got more confident and more settled, because it could have gone like the Fulham game. I know Crystal Palace have some good players, but it really could have happened for me. So I feel like it was quite nerve-wracking seeing that happen. But I knew when we got more goals, like the crowd would be a bit more energetic, a bit more, settled with that. So, when you're 1-0 up, anything can change. When Ryan made that mistake, if that goal would have gone in, that would have absolutely changed things. So, yeah, you're never really comfortable at 1-0, especially when you're Arsenal. Hey Will, hope you're okay. Hi Sophie, this is great for our goal difference, but still a lot to work on. Havertz in midfield doesn't work. As soon as he came off, the chances flowed. Rice and Jorginho midfield going forward. Yeah, do you know what? I don't get why Arteta doesn't play Rice and Jorginho together. I think it was the Liverpool game where they both played together, and I felt like Rice and Jorginho have this balance and it works really well. But yeah, I think, to be honest, I feel like Havertz today, he did create a few chances, and I feel like he did do well in that. So I can't really complain regarding that. But I agree with you. In the midfield, I definitely would rather see, Jorginho, Rice. And talking on Rice, actually, I do hope he's not done his hamstring, because I saw that when he came off, he said to Smith Rowe, I've done, like, he's mentioned hammy, which means hamstring. So I'm just hoping he's not injured, because if we get another injury, like, no, I just can't imagine. I just can't think about that. It just can't go through my mind that we've got another injury. But yeah, I do agree with that. I think that's the midfield that I prefer. That feels more balanced and I'm more happy with. So I do hope Jorginho gets more chances. I don't know why Arteta doesn't play him more often, because I feel like for me he should be played more often. I don't see why he hasn't been played. But I know he did come on and he did make things work. Um, so yeah, hopefully, we'll get to see more of that partnership in midfield. Do we know how far Partey is from returning? A good question. Um, I think I've heard like February time, so I reckon a few games he'll probably come back, because I feel like that would be the right time for him. I know Timber is still quite far off. But I think Vieira as well, he should be back soon. But yeah, I think Partey is probably the most crucial signing, because he completely elevates his midfield. And like, say Declan Rice is injured, if he comes in, will be so much, better, and it'll just really help us, especially with the Champions League, games coming in. Like, we've really got to go out in that. I'm not saying we should win it. Obviously, I'd absolutely love to win the Champions League, but I think as long as we're like going for it, as long as we play our best and make some good performances, I feel like, yeah, I'm gonna see how the season goes. Like I've said, you shouldn't write off the league, because if we were 10 points behind Liverpool, I would say to you, realistically, we're going to focus on getting top four. But because we're only about 5 points, if Liverpool win tomorrow, if that happens, then we're only, a few points away. So we've got to really stay in the game for me. Love your content, by the way. Thank you so much. It's lovely to see you on here, and I do appreciate your kindness. Timber late March. Yeah. Do you know what? I saw people saying he'd be back in February, and I just thought, not a chance. Like, he's not coming back that soon. Like, for me, it's a big injury what he's had. He's done his ACL. You can't rush players to come back that soon. So for me, yeah, I definitely agree with that. I do think it will take him some time. But regarding Partey, I think he should be back around February. I reckon in a few more games he'll probably come back. So yeah, I think we've just got to wait and see. The more people that write us off, the better as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, I feel like if people write us off, I don't get too upset because it kind of puts the pressure off us. Like I know in football, pressure will be on you, and we do need to deal with that. But I get what you mean because people aren't expecting us to win the league, so I feel like it gives me more confidence because we don't have that pressure on us, don't have that stress really. I mean, top four, if we came fourth or third, I wouldn't really be happy with that because I do see us as a team that should be going for the league. But I've said as long as we compete with them, Man City, as long as we compete with Liverpool and go to the end to fight for the league, I think that'll be something that I'm really happy with personally. Um, Party on the bench after the next game, I bet. Well, it'll be really good to see him back. But the problem with Party is if he comes back, I just hope after a few games he doesn't get injured again because I'm not going to lie, I'm tired of him getting injured. It's like driving me crazy. He's such an injury prone player. Like, he gets injured far too much, in my opinion. So I do hope when he comes back, he'll be more settled. He won't rush into things. I think it'd be good, him being on the bench and coming on maybe to impact the game in like the 70th minute. So yeah, I think it'd be great to see Party back. We know how important he is for the team. So yeah, I'm excited for that. The more people that hate us means we are a threat again. I still remember Fergie feeling sorry for Wenger. Yeah, I feel like, that will happen. I think it's always great when we're winning and people are on our backs. And it just always, it's always great to see. So for me, yeah, I think we've just got to keep winning. And it's good when we win, people hate it. So it does, it's a great feeling. I can't complain really. Um, yeah, so I think we've really just got to go on a good run after this. I know that we do have some difficult fixtures, like we've mentioned, Nottingham Forest. It's going to be really, really difficult, and we've got to get those 3 points. I know we've got Liverpool, we've got West Ham, so those are the games. I think it's going to be hard, especially the Liverpool game. But I feel like if we beat Nottingham Forest, I feel like we can go on a good run and pick up some momentum, pick up some points, and put in some good performances. So, you know what? Winning today has really lifted us up, and I really think we've got to beat Nottingham Forest. If we beat Nottingham Forest, I do think we can beat Liverpool, which that is a bold statement. But I feel like with our performances, if we keep it up, then you know what, we can. But it's always tough playing Liverpool, really. They're a team we've not done well against. Palace came to defend and we smashed them, loving it. Yeah, I agree. I don't think they really did much in front of goal, and when they did, it was quite easy saves for Raya. He made quite a few comfortable saves. So yeah, it wasn't like, I wouldn't say it was really difficult for him in the game. So, but he did make quite a few good saves. So you know what? I agree. I think they just defended as best as they could, and we know that we do have more quality than them, and we obviously have a better squad. So yeah, I agree. I think, and we did really well in that sense. Time to right some wrongs. Yeah, so I think I'm just really happy with this. I think as long as we, you know, I think if we win today and we lose Nottingham Forest, like it'll be quite bad. I think we just need to go on a good run now. Like people have mentioned before, at the end of the season, we always go through a stage where we struggle. We kind of capitulate. We kind of, we run out of energy. And I think I'd rather us run out of the energy now in a few games than at the end of the season, because at the end of the season, it's too late to pick ourselves back up. So I kind of would prefer if we do it now, then we can go from here. We can still get back into winning the league. It's still not over. But I do really want us to bring some players in January. Like we've not really done anything right now. It doesn't feel like the window's open. Like we've really not done anything, and we really should be doing something. So yeah, I think if we strengthen our squad, we really can win the league. But it depends on injuries this season massively because, like, if Man City get injuries, if Liverpool get injuries, they've got players that they can bring on, and we sort of don't really have the luxury of that, unfortunately. So I think it's massive. Like, it depends on that massively about the players we have in. So yeah, I think For me, we've really just got to go on a good run, and if we beat Liverpool, that'd be really good, really important for us. But yeah, I'm just so happy today. Um, I did say, you know, go and get those 3 points. Like I think it being at the Emirates did help as well because we knew how loud the crowd are, we knew how supportive the team are. That was just so good to see. I don't expect us to buy in January. Yeah, I can't lie, I'm not really feeling like optimistic about us bringing anyone in. I don't feel massively confident, if I'm being honest. Um, I just don't see anything happening. I feel like, Arteta, when he's been asked about strikers, he's just kind of said, I'm happy with the squad we've got now. So, like, yeah, we've got a great squad, but guys, we need to strengthen. So I hope Arteta knows that we should have more players. So, yeah, I just hope we bring, like, I do want us to bring players in, but if we didn't, it wouldn't surprise me. That's just really how I'm feeling at it right now. Which is a bit annoying. But is Benzema actually available, or is that paper talk on a loan deal? You know what? I have seen that going around a lot, and in my opinion, like, I don't know. Like, would I want him at Arsenal? Don't get me wrong, he is a great player, and what he's achieved in the game is fantastic. But he's getting on a bit, and I don't know. I just want someone to come in that will really help us. I don't see anything happening. Yeah, I don't really see it. Yeah, I don't see it like going into anything. I feel like it is all talk. I don't know. I have no idea where that came from because all of a sudden, Chelsea fans, Spurs fans, all sorts of fans are actually talking about him and how he would come in the team. I mean, I just don't know if I would like. I don't imagine him playing for us personally. Um, Maybe I do imagine him playing for like a Chelsea. I mean, if it was a loan deal, that's not too bad because then we don't have to buy him. It would more just him coming here for a little bit to see if it worked out. Um, so yeah, I think for me, I do agree with Phil. I don't feel like there's anything in it. I feel like those rumours have just came out of nowhere, which is quite crazy. I mean, people do think he would be good, add a bit of experience, add a lot of goals, and let's face it, in the Champions League, he is an absolute joy to watch. He is fantastic, but I just don't see him coming in. I just don't see any news in it. I just think it's came out of nowhere, and I don't see it happening. Um, yeah, exactly. Do you know what? You see so much stuff online. Like, I just read things and I'm like, what? I know I saw something online the other day that was like, we're linked to, I think it was a Newcastle player, Isaac, and I just thought, no, that just wouldn't happen. Like, I don't see Newcastle going to sell one of their best players. Um, I mean, if he would, I wouldn't complain if we bought him, but yeah, I feel like some of them is just rubbish. It's just to get, like Phil said, a bit of clickbait, a little bit of gossip. Like it just wouldn't happen. Like I just don't see it happening anytime soon, personally. Um, but I feel like for me, we do have to bring someone in. I know obviously we want Ivan Toney. I mean, I can only speak for myself, but Ivan Toney for me would be really good, would be ideal to bring in for me because we need goals. And obviously we are starting to get goals now. But like a few weeks ago, sometimes things don't click and sometimes we struggle to get those goals. So yeah, I do feel like for me, we've got to bring someone in. Midfield's important too. And you know what? Zinchenko today for me did a good job at left back, I've got to say. Feel like he was really important. Like it was the old kind of player we knew of him. I know he has been a bit poor recently in the last few weeks, but today I thought he did really well, to be fair. I don't know what you guys think, but it was really good to see him have a good performance. Um, I think we need to buckle in for the ride of this squad and do well enough to have spends for big players. Yeah, I do feel like in the summer we'll probably go more like in, but at the moment I think we're going to have a quiet January. I think it would be good to kind of move on a few players for me, and I don't know if this would happen in January or might be more summer. Like I know we've got the likes of Cedric, Elneny, I think Nketiah could be someone we could get a bit of money for. Like I said in one of my last shows, I think we could probably get 20 to 30 million for him. which is probably good enough. I mean, El Neni, Cedric, I don't see us getting a lot of money for him. And do you know what? I do actually really like El Neni. I feel like he loves this club, and it's really refreshing to have a player here that really values the club. So for me, there are a few players that we could get rid of. And the thing, like, that's a good way to make money, but I don't really think we're going to do a lot in January, which isn't great. I mean, I'm going to wait and see. If we bring someone in, I will be surprised, to be honest. I think we might bring someone in, but not someone we really kind of expect, like an Ivan Toney, like a big name. I think if we were to get Ivan Toney, it'd probably be in like the summer. Um, I mean, it would be a good signing, but people have said about 100 million for Ivan Toney, and for me, like, that is like a lot of money. But you know, Declan Rice cost 100 million, and he's been proven to be an outstanding signing for us, really. Newcastle are apparently already sold Trippier to Bayern. No way they'd get rid of Isaac as well. Yeah, you know what, with Trippier, I feel like in the last few games he's been quite poor and sloppy. So it kind of would be a shame if they did get rid of him and not give him more time. But yeah, they're not going to get rid of Isaac. Like, they just wouldn't. He's on really good form at the moment. Like, sadly, it's not happening. Um, do you know what? You make a good point, because I could see that happening. You know, in the summer, I would see us selling him, and don't get me wrong, I would miss him because he has given us a lot of good memories. But for me, doesn't he get injured too much? Like, he is very injury prone as a player. Like, it's so ridiculous the amount of time he gets injured. Like, he'll be with us, we'll really need him, and then he's injured for like a few months. Like, it's so frustrating, literally. Like, it doesn't surprise me though. That's the truth. Um, hey, hope you're okay, lovely. Great to see you in here. You're one of my favourites on Twitter, so I'm happy to see you in the chat. I hope you're okay. Transfer prices are so huge now, and we are so bad at selling. It's no wonder we can't buy. Yeah, exactly. Oil Castle need to sell before they spend. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Who if they, if Newcastle sell a few players and stuff, but they do have some good players to buy off. To be fair, but um, yeah, it will be interesting to see what other teams do. Like, not much has really happened at the moment, and it is early days, so we do kind of need to see what happens, not rush into things. But I do expect us to do a lot more things in the summer than do it now. Really, like, I feel like the team, like the manager, just, you know what, I feel like he's happy with the team, and because of FFP and all that situation, just don't see much happening, which is no, not what I want to see. But yeah, we do to strengthen, but I just don't know if Arteta would do it. And there's also Ramsdale. Like, obviously, Phil, you'll hate me for saying this. I would hate to see Ramsdale go because I love him personally. But you know what? If he doesn't get game time, he might decide to go in the summer, and him and Arteta might have that chat. So that wouldn't really surprise me in that sense. So that could happen. We could get money for him. Don't know how much money we'd actually get for Ramsdale. Do you think he's a fantastic goalkeeper? I mean, he could play for. I don't know who would. I wouldn't want him to go to United. I mean, Onana for United, without sounding bad, hasn't been particularly great. He has made quite a few mistakes, and maybe he's not the player they thought he would be. So, yeah, there's that aspect as well. There's quite a few players we can make money for, but we've got to be ruthless. Like, we really have to. That's what I want to see from Arsenal. Feel like, yeah, we've really got to sell some players. I think Nketiah, for me, I've always said I appreciate everything he's done for us, but I could really see us making money for him and bringing another striker in. Like, you can put that money towards maybe Onana, or you could swap some players. So I feel like I'd be open to that. I think Nketiah, we know, won't win us a title with Jesus. That's just the reality. So I feel like we've really got to be ruthless in the summer. But in the meantime, I just want us to make a signing in January. But I do think we're safe until the summer, which I don't want us to do, but I just think that's what we're doing at the moment. Arteta has screwed up Rami and will leave and will break our hearts. I know he'll be brilliant wherever he goes. Yeah, it is hard to listen to that and hear that, and I did think Ramsdale would be a big part of our future, but I just feel like I do see him leaving, especially for his England career. Because if he's on the bench, Gareth Southgate won't pick him and won't see him like being special. So there are other options he can choose from. So why would he play Ramsdale, who doesn't ever get game time at club? So I do see him leaving. Um, I think it would really hurt if he played for like a team like a Chelsea or United, because it would break my heart, because he was incredible for us once and he loved the team. Yeah, it would be really hard. I mean, if he played for a team in a different league, it'd make it easier. But yeah, I do think he'll leave personally. And Arteta has chosen the decision now. But I think as Raya and Ramsdale had a really good game against Liverpool, I did think he would get a start today. I'm not gonna lie. But Raya did really well today. So I don't mind Raya signing, but Ramsdale doesn't deserve to be dropped. Yeah, I think it's probably how he's being dropped and the manner of the situation that's probably not gone down well with fans. For me, there are times where I think Arteta should have played Raya and Ramsdale when he hadn't. So, yeah, I do think it has been a bit unfair for Ramsdale in the situations that he's not got played. So I feel like it is a bit tough on him. And I'm not really a big fan of that situation, how it was dealt with. Um, yeah, so be interesting to see how that goes. We've had the yeah. I'm not a massive fan of the Southgate at England, but I don't think he will really be the number one. I mean, Pickford, there's Pope as well, but Ramsdale has the real potential to go far at England, and I'd love to see Ramsdale as like a number one for England one day. But I suppose because of how things are at the moment, yeah, it's not looking great, is it? Let's be real about it. Even if Ramsdale plays all the time and was amazing, yeah, doesn't Southgate always pick Pickford like? What is it? I do feel like Southgate, don't get me wrong, I love Southgate as a person and I know how much he loves England, but for me, I do think he has his favourites. Like, he always picks Henderson, Maguire. No offence, but there are much better players you could put in that position. Like, I just don't get it. Yeah, I don't really see Ramsdale coming in and being number one for a long time. Do you feel like Southgate does like certain players? But you know what, Southgate has given Saka a lot of opportunities, which I'll always admire. So there are good things, but I do feel like, yeah, Ramsdale would be great to see him one day get that opportunity at number one. Ramsdale will get a huge welcome from the fans when he comes back with another club. Yeah, listen, if Ramsdale goes this summer, he'll always have a special place in our heart. There'll always be a lot of love there from us fans to Ramsdale. So, there isn't any love lost. If Ramsdale left, I wouldn't think of, the mistakes he's made. I would think of the good times he gave us, because he did really give us a lot of good times as fans. And it is a shame it has ended like this. But yeah, I'm always grateful for Ramsdale and for everything he's done for us, really. Yeah, I just love him, even if he loses. Yeah, yeah, I do feel like Ramsdale is definitely my one keeper see for England. Arteta saying he had two first choice goalkeepers was dishonest. I'm sure he had good intentions saying that, but it wasn't helpful. I feel like with the media, he was probably trying to be smart and play it like that, but we all knew that Ryers came in to be the number one, really. Um, and we kind of knew that when he started to play a few games, but I get what you mean. It'd probably been better if Ramsdale knew what was happening clearly, like, because if you don't know what's happening, it's not really fair on you. So yeah, I do feel as though it hasn't been fair on Ramsdale, and that's probably why his dad did that interview, because he was tired of, staying quiet and wanting to really say how he feels. I do get that. It's quite frustrating, I imagine, not knowing where you stand. And I did not expect Ramsdale to be second choice this season, considering how amazing he was last season. Unhelpful, Andrew. Yeah, I think so. I can't argue really with that. Unless Euro 2024 is his last tournament. Yeah, I think with Arteta, I feel like he can deal with things a bit better sometimes. Don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of Arteta, but I do question some things. So I do feel as though there are things he could have done a bit better with that. But yeah, listen, we've won a game of football. We've actually scored. We can smile. We can enjoy our weekend knowing that we've done that. I'm absolutely made up. I can't complain at all. Happy with that win. That was the most important thing. I shall crack open the wine and back to my writing tonight. I hope you'll have a fab evening. Thanks for coming on live. Always great to hear from you. And I appreciate you coming on. Phil, I hope you have a lovely evening. I hope all of you are listening have an amazing evening. I'm going to wrap the show up now because I've been on for 40 minutes. I've been answering your questions. I'm going to be live on Wednesday about 7 p.m. I've got an Arsenal fan coming on, so we'll probably chat a bit more about the game, a bit more in depth. I just wanted to come on, have a little chat with you all about it. But yeah, it's been really lovely, chat with you guys today. If you can, please do subscribe. Please do hit the like button, and I do really appreciate you all commenting and chatting with me. It's always lovely to do this after a show. It's always great to see you guys in the chat too. And yeah, have a great evening, guys. I will be back. I've got 2 videos planned next week, so got some content coming your way. Yeah, I'll see you all very soon. Take care.